Question: who wants to start September right with savings? I have 16 fantastic tips, but today we'll do 8, and tomorrow I'll come back and do the next 8, equaling 16. Back in a minute. Hi, this is Jan from New York City, and my channel name is Jan from New York City Saves Money. How's everybody doing today? Hope that this video, as always, finds everybody doing well. If you are brand new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. If you are a veteran here, sincere and humble, thank you, thank you, thank you. If you just drop on by to say hi, hello, hope you come back and stick around one day. Thanks everyone for sharing my video and clicking like. I do appreciate it, and I do appreciate every single one of you. Let's get started right away with 16 ways to great savings. Today we're going to do the first 8. Going to get my trusty glasses. All right. Savings tip number 1 for September. If you work at an outside office and they are courteous enough to supply free coffee, why not skip buying outside coffee? You know, this does baffle me. I can never understand it. If an office that you go to, that you work on the outside, and many people are returning back to their outside offices, they're supplying you the water, they're supplying you the coffee or tea, whatever. Why do you need to pay for it somewhere else? Why? Does it taste that bad? If you're not into the flavored coffee that they supply you, then you go to step B and bring in from home, like those little packages, of instant or your favorite teas. They're supplying the water, they're supplying the paper cups, the milk, the sugar, etc. Why do you have to spend $4 somewhere else? Personally, I don't get it. I really don't get it. But that's just me, right? Just saying, just saying. That is an interesting way, an easy way to save. Next. Stop buying fad fashion clothes or fast fashion clothes. Yeah, they look great right now. Whoa, everybody's walking around, with those very strapless looking cutout top dresses, and they may look good for the moment in 2020 or 2021, but in 2022, somebody's going to say, boy, that was last year's look. Instead, stick to the classics. Now, the younger folks may not agree with me on that one, but us older folks, we know what we're talking about when it comes to that, because this year's trend is going to be next year's old hat. So if you're going to be constantly chasing after that, by chasing after those fast trends all the time, you are chasing away any chance to save extra money. Think about that. Next, what's old may be new to some. Did you ever use the cash envelope system? Oh, I think cash envelope systems are great. But since we're kind of moving away from utilizing cash, but for those who still like to budget or to align the cash that's actually in hands every single month, I think it's a great idea. I believe in them. I think it's a great idea to know where your stuff is going. No matter what way you do it, it is important to track your money. Whether it's through an envelope system or an app, you need to track down your money. But I'm going to hook up, Money Mom had hooked up a while back, a nice cash envelope system. And if it's coming from Money Mom, it's going to be good. So therefore, yeah, check it out. I'll hook that up in the description box below. Tip number 4. Some may like this, some may not like this. However, we shall see. Analyze your birthday card habits and what you put inside of them. Expense-wise. I am personally hit with a ton of family and friend birthdays between August and October. I mean, like really hit, okay? And it could be extremely expensive and out of my league budget-wise. So I have to be careful. I'm not saying do not honor the friend or family member's birthday. I'm not even saying don't buy a card. But do you have to buy a $7.99 card? Some of the card prices out there are absolutely ridiculous. Just absolutely ridiculous. You could just go, for example, to a dollar store, convey the same beautiful message, write a personal, heartfelt note, and maybe with the $5 you save, treat that person to an unexpected lottery scratch ticket instead of putting it on that card. Or just cutting out some special thing, special picture, or find a keepsake that you could put in the card that doesn't cost you anything but a little bit of time, effort, and a lot of love. Because after all, isn't that the main thing? Isn't it the thought that counts? That's the way I feel. But let me go back to the way I had written this down. Like I said, I'm not saying don't honor a friend or family's birthday, but let's say you normally spend $25 on a cash gift, okay? If you have 4 or 5 birthdays in 6 weeks' time and you always put 20, 25, 30, whatever in everybody's envelope, that adds up. Can you really do it? What I'm trying to say is look at the little leaks and the little cracks in your situation. You may not realize that that may be really eating up on the necessary stuff that you need for yourself and your family to get by during the month. When you realize that you might be spending $100, $150 just on certain situations like that, anniversaries and birthdays, see what you can do to trim the fat off that list. Find a creative way to do it. I'm not saying don't acknowledge it, but I am saying analyze it, especially if you have savings goals, because it can really, really add up. That is really a big example of how it can really add up. Next, now here's something that I'd like you to spend on, okay? And you may tend to agree with this. Instead of spending unnecessary expenses on frivolous, overtly priced cards, like those $8.99 cards I just mentioned, okay? Instead, get a least expensive one, less expensive one. Keep adding up the funds to purchase something you really need. For example, like invest that extra money that you're saving over time to invest in a good quality pair of shoes, good, durable footwear. You will get more bang for your buck. You will feel better. Your feet will thank you for it. It actually really affects your overall health, because if walking in uncomfortable shoes doesn't help you out, you may not want to walk at all, and that's not good for your health. Think about the domino effect that has. So rather than putting money into unnecessary spaces, save that money for, in my opinion, a much more necessary thing to do: invest in a good pair of footwear. Okay, postpone. I must sound like what is that word? Procrastinator. There are times, though, it makes sense to postpone something, and I'll tell you where. Postpone something you absolutely or do not have to do this month. Every once in a while, I'll say that tip. Look through your upcoming calendar. Go over your day planner. Ask yourself, do I really absolutely need to do this? Can I accomplish the same goal without traveling to that place? Can I do this same thing over the phone or a video chat conference, for example? Anything that you can cut down on unnecessary travel expense, lodging expense, whatever, things of that nature, you're a winner. So if you could postpone it or work around it differently, see if you could alter that. You'll be shocked and amazed as to how much money you will save. You will save on that. Absolutely, absolutely. Just saying, just saying. Next, practice saying no to unnecessary things that you really don't want to do. I'm not saying say no to the necessary stuff, like, for example, if you have a dental appointment and your teeth are acting up. No, you don't postpone that. You get it done sooner rather than later, because that's an investment. But keep putting it off, then you may have a problem, okay, in the future, a bigger problem, more expensive problem too. But practice, going back to this, practice saying no to unnecessary invitations, to stuff that you really, in your gut level feeling, don't want to do. Is it because you're afraid to say no sometimes to people? Do you feel like you're going to lose that friendship? If I have to be afraid in an honest, open friendship or relationship to say my piece in a nice, polite way, then in my opinion, that is not a friendship that I want to remain in. That's the way I feel about it. So if I cannot attend something, because by attending that thing, if that means I'm going to have to pull out the old plastic, think about that for a second. That may force you into going into credit card debt because you were afraid to say a tiny no while you're saying a big fat yes to a future bill. Think about that. That will put it into better perspective. It is okay to decline an invitation. If I accepted every invitation I got in my life, it would be a bad, bad problem. I can't do it. Sometimes you just have to say no. And it's okay because your real friends will understand. They really, really will. And it's a good lesson to find out who your real friends are. Just saying, just saying. Next, schedule some no or low spend days and mark them on your calendar or your day planner. Yeah, I really think it's necessary to have at the very least a notebook. I don't know what I would do without my trusty notebook. I use my notebook. I have my separate notebooks for videos, video notes, separate notebooks for financial things, for scratch or whatever you want. Go to the dollar store, buy yourself a couple of notebooks. It doesn't have to even be a fancy day planner. If you absolutely find one on the cheap because it's already August, I wouldn't buy a 2021 day planner in August. That's me, okay? Well, it's actually September for you viewing this, but I'm recording this in August. It's late in the year, put it that way. So rethink that. Right now, I think notebooks are a good idea. So invest in them, come back to it, and mark down on your calendar on your low or no spend days. Mark it down so that you are ready. And try to look positively at a low or no spend day when you do. And I'm going to talk more about that specifically in more detail on tomorrow's show. So please come back tomorrow. We're going to continue our September savings for part 2 for tomorrow. Same time, same place. I look forward to it. In the meantime, this has been Jan from New York City. Thank you so much for viewing. Why? Because I really do appreciate who? You. Don't forget to come back in the future, like tomorrow, for some more specific saving tips and tricks and other good stuff that always, always, always adds up to savings. I'm going to attempt to close the show. Let's see what happens. Have an amazing day, everybody. Don't forget to come back tomorrow for some more tips and tricks. Have a great day.